Cricket in the time of a pandemic. It was going to be tough to pull off, but the BCCI showed the way, successfully hosting an 8-team tournament across 2 months, that too on foreign shores. The IPL was a big hit, and now India's cricketers are in Australia, almost done with their tour too. In fact, India's male cricketers, because India's female cricketers have an entirely and extremely different story. Remember this campaign, the 2020 T20 World Cup, where they reached the final and had us hooked onto the screens? Well, this match, the final on 8 March 2020, is also the last time Smriti Mandhana, Harmanpreet Kaur, Shefali Verma, Jemimah Rodrigues got to wear their national jersey. Because since then, and it's been 10 months now, all their international outings have been cancelled or postponed. And the biggest event they have managed to play in is an ongoing local club tournament in Bangalore. Because let's be honest, the BCCI's 4-match Women's T20 Challenge can't really qualify as a tournament now, can it? Tokenism at best is what the women's IPL that was played during the men's IPL in November can be called, because what else can you call BCCI's 6-day event that had 3 teams play a total of 4 matches to decide a winner? And what's worse, the dates clash with the Women's Big Bash in Australia, a legit 5-week tournament that no Indian cricketer could play because, well, BCCI is boss. Just like the BCCI was boss when they decided not to allow the women's team to travel to England for a triangular series involving South Africa in August, the ECB had shown in the summer that a bio-bubble was easy for them to handle, and even after offering to provide quarantining and training facilities like they had done for the Pakistani men's team, the BCCI elected to have the women's team stay home instead of play an international series. And the latest is the postponement of the tour of Australia that was slated for January 2021. So if the talks around a series against Sri Lanka in Feb don't materialize, our women's team's next India outing will be the ICC Women's ODI World Cup in 2022. Also, in no way is this a world phenomenon, because just as the Indian men's team prepared to host England across formats, starting next month, the women's team from England, New Zealand, Australia, West Indies are actively playing international cricket. Our neighbours Pakistan too are touring South Africa this month. But India, there isn't even a national camp called so that the players can come together and train and work on their fitness and probably have inter-squad matches at least. Nothing. Remember the 47 all-out in the Women's T20 Challenge? That is what happens when you put together an event in haste without allowing players more than a week's practice after months of home quarantine. Is that what the BCCI is okay with? Is the women's team to accept whatever form of tokenism the board has time to offer them? The team as of now does not even have a coach, a manager, or even a physiotherapist, because everyone's contracts are over and there has been no move whatsoever to extend contracts or hire replacements. And the trouble is not just with the Indian team players. Even India's female domestic cricketers don't know when they get to play cricket next. Some have livelihoods dependent on it, some have careers they'd like to build on, but even as the BCCI has only now woken up to host a men's domestic tournament, there's no word whatsoever on the return of India's domestic women's cricket. In fact, the Bangalore club cricket tournament India's best have resorted to playing right now has pretty much nothing to do with the BCCI. And with the ODI World Cup in New Zealand next year, the highs of Australia 2020 may not easily be replicated if the stars who helped India shine the brightest are forced to gather dust by the apathy of the individuals who lead the board of control for cricket in India, not just men's international cricket.